Hi, Gemini. Gemini is plural, I should say. Um, how are you? I hope you're having a good week. Hope you had a happy and safe 4th of July. I do want to make just a quick announcement, and that is that I do now accept donations for my readings online. The link for that is in the comment section if you feel like you would like to make a donation for the readings. That's a free will donation. You're not required to donate. I do appreciate your support regardless, but that is an option for you. And again, if you do want to book a reading with me, a personal reading, you can always reach me at bonadeahealingarts@gmail.com. All right, so now that I've told you that, let's get on with your reading. And so for the first card for the week, you got the Ego card. You know, the ego is all about getting caught up in fear and worry and, um, just, and I think this is really part of the whole mentality of us all right now, right? Like we're so stuck at home, and then we get caught up in worry and that fear and all that kind of anxiety that's going on. But that's all ego based, right? All fear is an ego based feeling, really, right? So is worry. It's all ego based. And so but because of that, then we try to accommodate that through, uh surrounding ourselves, buying too many things, like, how many of you have seen the little meme on Facebook about, I've ordered so much stuff online that if a llama shows up tomorrow, don't even ask, right? It's that kind of thing, just like surrounding ourselves in material comforts, which again is ego based, and also feeling like we're trapped and there's no way out. That's an ego based feeling. So that's kind of going to be your theme for the week, just really feeling stuck and scared and worried and just like, yep, that's it. Um, And so, as an obstacle, you did. I'm sorry, I was looking at the card because normally I would do this off camera, but this time I did not do that. And so, I was kind of looking at this card for you. It is the Princess of Autumn. It was in reverse for you for an obstacle this week. And so, I was just kind of looking at the card, seeing what I could pick up for you here. Um, Sometimes when we get caught up in that ego based situation where we're afraid and we're not really thinking things through, we're not really putting in due diligence, right? And that's what the Princess of Autumn is about really putting in our due diligence, being responsible for our behaviors, really thinking out our plans, really thinking, gee, what can I do to really put forth a plan? And so and that's really kind of where we're all at right now, right? We're all kind of like that. But for you, Geminis, you're going to be struggling with that more than normal. And that's really that not having a plan in place, not putting in your due diligence is really going to affect that ego problem, right? The worry, the fear, it's going to keep feeding that as long as you don't have that, like I said, that real. And the other side of that too is, the Princess of Autumn, and this just came to me, is very mischievous, like, right? She's a little mischievous, but things go her way usually, and so, but she does it in a kind of a fun, mischievous way, I think. And so, I want you to think about that too, because that's going to play out in other cards that I'm seeing on the table. And so, your advice this week, Gemini's, is Three of Winter, and it was in reverse, and that is about reaching out for help. And Gemini's, trust me, I know. Like, don't we all just, I'm not even a Gemini. I don't have any Gemini in my chart at all. But I can relate to this card in that, sometimes it's hard for us to reach out and say, hey, you know what, I just need some love right now. I just need some support right now. I just really fucking need a hug, right? So, I mean, think about it. It's hard to do that. And, but, I think for you, this card is saying, you know what? Don't be afraid to get a hug. Don't be afraid to reach out and say, you know what, I'm not handling this well right now. And I just want some support, right? It's okay to do that. It doesn't lessen who you are. Don't think it lessens you by any stretch of the imagination. Asking for help is actually one of the sanest things we can do, because we're not all knowing, we're not all powerful, we're not all anything. And so don't be afraid to reach out. That's the advice for you this week, Geminis, is don't be afraid to ask for a little extra support right now. Laughter is your healing with the fairies card. A laughter. You're much too serious about life, according to the fairies, and they aren't asking you to neglect your responsibilities. Let go of the sacred yeah, let go of the sacred reverence for life or defend your emotions with jokes. Instead, you're asked to see the humor that runs through the thread of life. Like a brilliant comedy, our lives become more enjoyable when we can see them through the eyes of a humorist. Laughter helps us stand back and see ourselves and our situations more objectively. When we laugh, we relax. And when we relax, creative solutions and renewed energy courses through us more easily. So take time today to laugh. For instance, go see that new funny movie or play, buy a book by your favorite comedy writer, or exchange silly jokes with a friend. So we're going to go back to the ego, fear, worry, right? And I've said this before in other readings, and is that it is physically impossible for our brains to be sad and happy at the same time. We cannot be in fear and laughing at the same time. We can't be in worry and laughing at the same time. Our brains can't do it. It is physically, scientifically proven to be impossible. So if you find yourself getting stuck in that worry and that fear and that, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? Laugh. I did another video the other day on grounding and clearing energy, and one of those is laughter. Like, that was on my list because it does. It moves energy, it clears energy, it makes us feel better, it grounds us. Laughter really is the best medicine, you guys. It's the best tool you have in your toolkit. And so don't be afraid to laugh. For a chakra card, you got an Earth Star chakra. Earth Star chakra is located 12 inches below your feet, and it's called Grounded Harmony. When you align with the energy of the Earth Mother Gaia, you will discover that you attune to vibrations of higher and stronger frequencies. In Gaia's hands, you're always in harmonic resonance, brilliantly lending your rhythm to the grand song of the universe. Remember, when you come home to the Mother, you come home to all that is. When you are home with all that is, you're home with the Mother. And the crystal for that is Tibetan quartz, and the herb is galangal root. And I think that's important too, right? Because when we're in that place of fear and ego, we're not very grounded, are we? We're not really grounding in, getting ourselves centered, back in center, back in balance, grounded. And so I think that's an important card for you, going to be an important card for you guys this week, Geminis. Remember to stay grounded. Remember that you're always held and loved, right? And you are part of the whole scheme of this world. So, just relax into that Gaia. Okay? Release and empower. Sacral chakra card. Release any stagnant energy and re-energize your spirit to feel more creative, alert, sexually empowered, and full of zest for life. When you do, all the magic and power that exists inside of you will push you forward, ahead, in the direction your soul and spirit need to go. Ask your spirit guides for help, overcoming obstacles, especially those you may not be consciously aware of at this time. Let nothing hold you back. Good crystal for that is imperial topaz, and the herb is fennel. And so think about, we talked about you holding on to that fear and that worry, and guess what? Those turn into stagnant energies. If we don't release that, they stagnate within us. And you know what happens when energy stagnates? We get sick. That's right, we get ill. And so we don't want that. We want to make sure that we're moving energy. We want to make sure that we're releasing that negative, that, and getting that out, right? And getting, and that also makes us just feel better. It gives us more energy, so that we're able to do the things that we want to do, or, all right. And for intention cards, you've got Healed World. I foresee a future of healing and prosperity for the planet, an environment of unity for all forms of creation. I see a world at peace and living in collective light, where all forms of light are honored and held sacred. And the stone for that is an Ilat stone, and the essential oil is rosemary. And I think that's a good intention for you to be setting this week, Geminis, because you are still living in worry and fear, and in reality, aren't most of us. But for you guys, for some reason, it's affecting you really strongly this week. And so, when you start setting the intention for the planet, remember, what you give out, you get back. And so when you set that intention for that, really healing and prosperity for our planet, you get it back to you. Okay. And wealth of love. I radiate love energy and experience abundance of love in all forms at all times. I trust that love is available to me, and I welcome it from all directions, allowing love to make a good home within my heart and my spirit. And the stone for that is pink tourmaline, and the essential oil is jasmine. A lot of times when we're living in a place of fear and worry, and we forget that one of the other greatest medicines that we have available to us is love. And we're always loved. There's always somebody who loves you. And above all of that, you have a creator that loves you. You are divinely created, you are divinely held, and you are divinely loved. And so, not only that, when you radiate love outwards, again, what you put out comes back to you, Geminis. Right? And so, all those things, trusting that love is there for you, but also, radiating it out to others, and then willing to accept it back into yourself. Right? I think that's important for you this week, which goes along with the next card. I love and accept myself. Your self-image is made up of your judgments. It's not the real you. Sit for 10 minutes with this question. What's it like to be me when I'm not judging myself? It's funny that you got the ego card, and it keeps coming back to the self-love kind of thing too, right? Like, it's kind of come up a few times, right? Self-love. And that's part of ego too, isn't it? Our ego is the one that says that we're not good enough. A lot of times when people think of, oh, that person has ego issues, they automatically think, oh, they're all full of themselves, think they'd be all that. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. It could be the total opposite of that too, right? It could be that I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. But what's the real you? I think the real you is the one that I said a few minutes ago. The one that's divinely created, divinely held, and divinely loved. We all deserve love. Regardless. Everybody deserves love. And I love you, Geminis. Okay. That's all I have for you this week. I hope you have a great week. Just remember that you are completely divinely loved and held by our Creator and by me. Okay, I will see you next time. And again, I hope you have a great week.